Speaking of relationships, Jules, I actually have been in a relationship whilst I was inside. And it's one of the most trickiest things to deal with because being on the inside, one, as a man, or speaking from the male perspective, and hearing from a lot of the guys what I was with once, that you're very insecure because you're however many miles away from your partner. You speak at regimented times in the day, you know what I'm saying? And they're on the outside knowing that you're going to call at specific times. So they've got that anxiety, I've got to get home in order to get the phone call.
It's a lot of pressure,
sometimes if
isn't
they
it?
don't pick up the phone, you're thinking, is she with someone?
What are they doing?
What are they doing? Do you get what I'm saying? And then like, men get emotional, you know? In there, super emotional. That you like. I've seen my friends.
I'm not surprised, to be fair.
I've seen my friends who are like, yeah, but in there they're like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're writing letters, your love letters to your to the R&B slow jams and whatnot.
Oh, bless them.
So and it's really, and obviously your absence is a major thing because they have to continue with their life without you, and. So, learning now, looking back on it now, I think it's super unfair unless you're like married and got kids and there's a commitment, super long commitment and history. Me personally, if I was with someone and I went, I'd be like, go, leave me.
I also think it depends on the length of sentence though.
Yes, definitely. Of course.
It's that sense you haven't got control. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got control of what you can do. So it's so tough. And like we've both seen so many people inside have relationships or like yourself been in a relationship inside.
Didn't work, guys, in case you're wondering. Didn't end well.
Oh no, you're with me now. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
You're good. No, that was good. That was a good one, Jules.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say personally, I wasn't in a relationship, a romantic relationship while I was inside. And I'm grateful for that, to be fair, because it really gave me the chance to focus on myself without all that distraction. I might have sent a couple letters to a couple people.
Reach out to us if you've got a love letter from Jules.
From the past, you know, just to keep myself entertained a little bit. But no, I am grateful for that time to spend by myself. But yeah, we've both seen a lot of people in relationships, on the visits, doing all of that. And it's super tough. And we also get a lot of messages wanting us to discuss this further, you know. So we really want to hear from you guys. We want to dig into this further. We want to spend a lot more time on, you know, romantic relationships. So please get in touch with us. You can DM us or email us, however you want to get in touch. If you've got an experience around romantic relationships, whether, you know, you've got a partner inside or whether you're on the outside and you've got your partner inside, we want to hear your stories. We want to hear your questions. So yeah, get in touch. We're going to do a podcast around that whole topic very soon. But today we're going to hear from two people. We're going to hear their journey, their experience around relationships. So first up, here's Rich, and here's what you got to say.
Hi, my name is Rich and I'm part of a panel that supports Zak and Jules, and my advice for relationships is when you're getting out of prison, if you're going to return to the family home, is just allow everything to bed in slowly. Take your time and don't rush. Your partner may have spent all the time you're away just putting together new routines, and part of these routines would have been to manage with your absence, but another part of it would have been a coping mechanism so that they could have managed and just keep themselves busy. So you may feel as if you are almost an intruder in your own home. Don't let that get on top of you. That will pass. Just give it time. And if anything, just ask us, look, can I help with anything? Just allow yourself to slowly integrate back into that house and you will get there.
All right. Shout out to Rich, aka the Lost Soldier. Check out his episode if you haven't seen it, by the way, of Life After Prison.
That intruder bit got me. That is such a interesting way of saying it, but you do kind of feel like that, don't you?
Yeah, you feel like the stranger, you know, the awkward stranger that's been sleeping on the sofa.
Has anything changed? How do they do things in here now? Can Can I get a cup out?
like it's one of them ones.
Can I cook at this time?
Yeah.
Is that going to interrupt your flow?
Yeah, and it's like, oh damn, like it's a well-oiled machine. Like things are just running smoothly without me. Like how do I fit in here? Like,
I don't want to interrupt anything. I think that's
exactly. Do I put myself in here? What do I do?
And secretly, they're obviously not thinking that, but it's different for them too.
No, they're probably looking at you like, what's wrong with you, bruv?
Yeah, but also they're probably thinking, yeah, this is a bit out of my routine. Of course, like do whatever you want, but I've got to adjust to this too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is communicate. The best thing you can do in that situation is communicate.
Can I please use the toilet at 2:02 p.m?
Because I'm stuck in my jail routine. Yeah. And what Rich said was right. You know, give things time to bed in. You know what I mean? It's new for them too. You know what I'm saying? It's new again. But that could be something beautiful too, because it's new. So it's something kind of like for you guys to nurture and like go along the journey together with.
You are in that journey together, and I think that's a really beautiful way of putting it, because you know it's not you. I think a lot of the time it's so difficult because it's like, how do I communicate with somebody coming out, or how do I come out and communicate with my family again? And these are these are very, very, very valid questions
and normal.
But you guys are doing it together. Like you're both feeling a type of way. It is beautiful because you both get to figure it out together, work together, communicate together. Like you said, communication is key all the time. And nobody else has done that journey. You guys are on your own journey with it.
And it's always unique to use.
So
like there's no blanket rule.
And definitely taking your time with it. But what is also beautiful is it really does just all work out in the end. Like after time, like we've both been through it. I genuinely never felt more like at home and normal and relaxed. Like it does just slot back in.
Yeah, it does. It just give it time. You got to give it time. And we don't say that lightly. You know what I mean? It's going to have a few bumps in the road. There may be a few challenges, but working through them together strengthens that relationship. It strengthens the household.
Sometimes you got to go through weirdness as well. Like
we are weird. I'll be real with you. When you get out of prison, you're gonna be weird.
Excuse me? Are you talking about weird?
I'm gonna be weird. All right, sorry,
I was weird as well.
So like, you're gonna be. It's a different environment again. We have to shake off prison and like come back to normal world and the real world, and that in its own self is a whole nother topic. But having that challenge as well as where do I fit in? How do I support my partner best? You're not talking on the phone no more as you did before. It's like in person now, and we're always together or work together more than not. So adjusting to that adjusting period.
But in that space of time, like you've both been through your own experience. Well, let's say you all, there's a number of people in the scenario, but you've all learned something new. You've all been on a different kind of journey. Like, now it's time to teach each other like what you've learned and what you've experienced and how you're feeling. And it is exciting journey now. You know, you're out and this is the new start. So yeah, don't freak out. Chill.
Yeah, chill. Give yourself time. Let it bed in. Thanks for that, Rich. That was really good. I appreciate you, Rich. And our second voice note comes in from my boy Ronnie. Big up yourself, Mr. Ronnie. Who's actually taken part on the podcast. He was part of a show that was talking about how we became friends in prison and friendships in prison. So if you haven't seen that, go look for that now. But yeah, let's hear from Ronnie.
Hey guys, my name is Ronnie. Just want to talk about what really helped me with my relationship with my family on the inside and on the outside. To be honest with you, when I was inside, my mom and my sister, they would literally come every week without fail, which really helped me to, see my mom, like, health-wise, she's okay, and just catch up on family and whatnot, and, just promising them about the do's and don'ts and not to return back into the life that I was leading when I was outside. Once I come outside, I kept up to my promise and really worked hard and worked on my ties with my family. just didn't want to let my mum down again, and didn't want her to go through the prison and go through the visitation again. So that really pushed me and helped me and motivated me to do that. So I just hope that you guys take this in and benefit from it. Good luck, guys.
Oh,
Man said good luck, you know.
Yeah,
I like
cute.
it, you know. That's why you're my boy, you know.
That was
You know what I'm
cute.
saying?
I can relate to Ronnie, you know, with the visits and maintaining family ties that way. I think for me and my family, that was really key. It was super important for them to, and my friends are amazing, to commit to those visits. And it was frequent, you know, with my friends, my sisters and my parents, like,
The rotation was good.
the rotation was good. It was rotating, you know?
Yeah, the rotation was rotating.
It was. And, you know, for them to see me and for me to see them, it's just that trust, isn't it? And that's such a massive thing, especially inside, is having those relationships you can depend on.
Yeah, I remember the first visit my dad came on, yeah? He cried. Oh, my son, you're here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that it's affecting you like this, Dad. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So that allowed me, that makes you think, okay, cool. You know what? I got to change this because look how I'm affecting my...
like
yeah, I
this.
can't see my dad crying on a visit. But the good thing about visits are your people can see that you are alive, you're well, you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? You're still okay.
And I think
that's a good thing to have rather than being a voice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, in person is so much different, isn't it? But you went through a period where you didn't want to see anyone, did you?
Yeah, I think that was like my last sentence. I think I had 2 visits.
How long was that sentence?
2.5 years.
How did that make your people feel?
I think they had enough of prison visits.
Oh, really? Okay. What about if it was your first time though?
Oh no, so let me just make this clear. Obviously, if you don't know, I've been to prison 3 times. So I'm talking about what I just spoke about was the 3rd time. I didn't want to see anyone because like we've been there and done it.
And they didn't want to see you.
And it was long,
I'm
innit?
joking.
Yeah, maybe they didn't,
No,
but it was long.
I'm completely joking, but yeah.
I had 2 visits, but the first time I had many visits. Like my mum and my family and a few friends would travel the country, like all different places, all over the gaff, to come and see me. And I really appreciated that. And then obviously I've gone back to prison, so I let them down again. And I don't want to put them through that, you know? Like it's prison visits are a whole day for someone on the outside.
Yeah.
For us, it's that 2 hours of joy and happiness. But if you're a few hundred miles away, they've got to come to you and then
I hated that as well. I hated making
leave.
people travel all the way up to Yorkshire when I was there. I hated it so much, but they really wanted to do it. But yeah, it does make you feel like you're putting them out, doesn't it? But for your first sentence, it was really important for you.
100%. It's important because keep knowing that you're hugging your family, hugging your people, letting your mum give you a kiss, letting, you know what I'm saying, seeing your brother, your sister, whoever.
And that must have meant the world
It
to
means,
her.
listen, you see all of that, it makes them feel like, oh, okay, you know what, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's fine.
And another thing Ronnie said, which I think, you know, is really powerful, he didn't want, so when he came out, you know, he kept his promise, he said, and he didn't want to see his mum back there. Yeah. It's horrible seeing your mum or your dad or your loved one like in that visit hall, like especially if it's not a nice visit hall. You know those grim ones.
They're not.
And you know you know that they've queued in that queue and been searched.
Yeah,
you don't want to put your people through that, really.
No, definitely not. Especially.
So well done, Ronnie, for keeping that up.
Thank you very much. Big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Thank you for sending that in.
Thank you for sending that in and sharing that with us. As we like to do, there are organisations that we love to signpost that can support you whilst you're inside and in your life after prison. And the first one I'm going to speak about is POPs, Partners of Prisoners. They are supporting people who have loved ones on the inside. So if that speaks to you, please check out their website. It will be in the show notes below. And there's also Sussex Prisoners Families who support people with family members in prison. And they have really nice resources, especially for children. So if that can be of use to you, please check them out.
There's also prisoners' families. They run a helpline supporting people with a loved one in prison. So we'll put their website and their phone number also alongside the other organisations in the show notes below. And just to let you guys know about the Family and Friends Request show. So this is one of the only shows that broadcast inside a prison and outside of prison. So it's incredible. It's an incredible show because it's all about keeping family ties strong and keeping those bonds together. So if you're outside, you can request a song, send your message or a voice note to your...
1 second, sorry. Big up NPR and PRA. You can actually send a voice note in. Yeah. That's dope.
It's amazing. And
that's dope.
I actually run the show.
Oh.
Bigging me up. No, but I get to hear these messages and, see what people have said. And it's one of the most beautifulest jobs.
That's nice.
And likewise, if you're inside, you can do the same thing. You can shout out your message and your track for anybody outside.
So you could dedicate a tune to your loved one.
And when you're inside and you hear that voice of your loved one, there's nothing like it. And same, if you're outside. So if you are outside, go to nationalprisonradio.com and fill in the form or press the voice button. And if you're inside, just call that free phone number. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Guys, keep these requests coming in because it's such a beautiful thing for me to be able to do. So it must mean so much more to you guys on the out and to everybody inside.
Yeah. And just in general, keep getting in touch with us. We love hearing from you. We love to read your messages, sharing your support. You can do this by DMing us on Instagram at After Prison Pod or check us out on TikTok at Life After Prison Pod. Or you can email us at podcast@prison.radio.
And remember our specific question about romantic relationships because we're going to cover that in a podcast very soon. Guys and girls, if you're inside too, we want to hear from you and what you want on the show. So please get in touch with us as well. So yeah, massive thank you to all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.